Hey there, it's Keely, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If not, hello. So today we're making popular cats in The Sims 4. So if you've watched my channel before, I have made popular cartoon horses. I had two different parts of that. And I also made some Create a Sim characters from the Papa Louie's franchise, so I thought I'd take on cats since cats are near and dear to my heart. So first here, I kind of put together Hello Kitty. I know she's not really a cat. I know Sanrio has cleared this up that she's not really a cat, but I'm taking the imagining from her character that she looks like a cat, so what would she look like as a cat if she was really a cat? So also, I made the beginning part of this video before my first pet stuff became free. So towards the end, you'll see me revamp Hello Kitty a little bit because I did not have my first pet stuff with this originally because one, I think it's a terrible pack, and I think it's a blatant cash grab. So I did not purchase it, but free is free. If it's free, I'll download it. So yeah, there's Hello Kitty. I made her intelligent, affectionate, and friendly. On to our next kitty cat friend. You may already be aware of who this is going to be if you look at the coat color because it's going to stay somewhat similar. And he's very fond of lasagna. And he's a very large and in charge kitty cat. So if you guessed Garfield, you're correct. So we're going to be booking this little guy look like Garfield. So I made him glutton and lazy, of course, because what else would Garfield be? And I also made him clever. So I liked this originally how he looked, but I wanted to like update a little bit to make it look a little bit more like Garfield. So we needed to have the like yellowy orange like by his little mouth and whiskers. So here I am putting that in right now. And then we're going to do a little bit more editing to try to figure out what colors I like best. So as per usual, you can find these cats on the gallery as of this time of posting. Once the video goes live, as per usual, like I just said, you'll be able to get these characters off of the gallery in case you want to have Hello Kitty, Garfield, or any of our other furry friends that I'm creating today in your own personal save file. So you can also find lots of other cool stuff on there. I have beach house apartments. I have a Christmas village with apartments. I've got barn houses. I've got, I think, a school on there. A pool. There's a lot of stuff I have in there, a lot of starter homes, a lot of family houses, because that's kind of what I like to build. So yeah, feel free to check it out. It's KillyCat4, same thing as this channel. And feel free to leave a comment down below. What are some of your favorite cartoon cats and just favorite famous cats in general? Would you like to see me build them in The Sims as well? Type in the comments down below what kind of cats or dogs or any kind of animals, realistically, that are in The Sims that I can actually make, that you'd like to see me make, because I am interested to know. Also, tell me what you think. Did I do a good job? Are these some of your favorite cat friends? I also made webkins in The Sims 4 too, now that I'm thinking about it. So if you're into that, I'll try to include a title card somewhere around here as well, in case you want to watch that. But yes, here we are working on Garfield. I was trying to look at a couple different reference images of him to see what I liked the most, to kind of fade out the stripes a little bit, but not make it look super obvious, I guess. Since he has more of a pattern to him, he definitely took a lot longer than making Hello Kitty. Although Hello Kitty does have some accessories and stuff like that, Garfield doesn't really have any accessories. Other than his big giant plate of lasagna, which unfortunately I cannot include. Alright, so here we are making our third cat friend. So, most of these animals, or cats, were based on cartoon cats or anime cats, as you'll see in the future. But this is one of the only real-life cats that I also wanted to make, because who's more famous than Grumpy Cat when it comes to, like, internet cats? Like, hardly anyone. Now, Grumpy Cat was a lot more difficult than the rest of these cats, so you'll see that I'll spend a lot more time here trying to paint out Grumpy Cat's face. So I found the type of cat that she at least kind of looks like, but then I wanted to make her facial features look isn't like the not terrain paint. These aren't lots, these are cats. The, like, paint tool on the cat looked the most like the her that I could, but I struggled a little bit, so I tried to do a couple different layers of this brown color here, and then I want to fade it out into the existing, like, grayish color that this cat already came in, kind of. So I was kind of playing around with some of the different tools here, because I looked up a lot of different reference images of Grumpy Cat, and her face was really prominent, and then her tail and like one of her paws, and then the rest of her was kind of like this like grayish, brownish, like mix of like white, kind of in a similar style that this cat already came in. So at that point, the face looked kind of okay, but I needed to change her nose. So I was pretty happy with that. And at this point, I'm like, all right, what am I going to do next? I got to fix her tail and go from there. And first I started by doing her feet, and then I realized that unlike this base that this cat came with, only one of her paws really has that like brown color on it, and it's only above like the sock line, if that makes any sense. Like lots of cats have little socks, and she has white little socks. So here I am putting in her little white socks. One of her legs too is kind of like more of a white tone, more than like a creamy tone. So I went in and tried to fix that as well. You'll see that in a little bit. Okay, here we are working on the tail. Trying to fill that sucker, and then I made an oops and I had to go back and fix it. So now it's kind of coming together. Overall, I was pretty happy with how she turned out, to be honest. All right, trying to blend it in a little bit. All right, so now that we're done with that part, I'm gonna go in and kind of paint that one leg more of a white fur color because that's kind of what her one side looks like. It's a pretty subtle difference, but enough that you can tell the difference. So here I'm fixing the paws for her socks and all that kind of jazz. All right. So yeah, so I ended up going in here and using a little bit of like a grayish color, and you'll see me going with some brown eventually too to kind of make her face kind of come together a little bit. I tried like fading in that, but I was kind of happy with that. So the brown kind of fades into this like cream color. Here I am finding some brown. Like I said, she had some like light brown swatches and little like splotches all over. So kind of putting those in. At that point, I was pretty happy with how she was looking. So I changed her traits around a little bit to make her lazy, furry, and spoiled. All right. Now, on to our next cat friend. So I mentioned anime a little bit earlier in the video, and this is our anime cat friend that I feel is one of the most popular anime cats, at least that I could think of. So I've watched the reboot of this on Netflix, but I want to see the original. I mean, there's so many episodes of the original, I haven't got it a chance, but if you haven't guessed it before, you might know now that it's Luna from Sailor Moon. So I think Luna from Sailor Moon is absolutely adorable. I love that she talks and she uses the computer and like basically does all the stuff, at least in the reboot. Like I said, I want to watch the original. It's just a little bit harder, at least for me, to get a hold of and have time to watch. And I saw that I had this crescent moon stamp, so I knew that I could make it happen by just getting the same fur color and covering up those stars. She would look just like her. So I was super happy with how that turned out. There are no real like brown or like reddish eyes that you can pick from, so I went with these like amber ones because that was the closest thing that they had. Here I am fixing up her ears because her ears are very pink, but there wasn't a feature for the eyes, or not the eyes, the nose and the ears to be very, very pink. I made her friendly, clever, and affectionate. Here I am going on to our next cat friend, and that's going to be Socks. So whether you love or hate the movie, you probably at least would agree that Socks from Lightyear, if you've seen it, is pretty darn freaking cute. Maybe if you don't like the movie, he's the only redeeming quality. If you do like the movie, then he's still probably one of your highlights if you're a cat person. Some people thought that he was creepy, but I honestly thought he was super cute. So here I am making socks. I already kind of like this orange color that this cat had at the top, so I kind of want to use that. So I tried to fix and pick some eyes and stuff like that, and I had to find a blue collar for him since it's kind of like his hallmark. Here I am painting him this entire orange color. I played around with it a little bit, but honestly I was pretty happy. So here we are painting in for some of his little face. It was so cute. All right, his little belly, his little tail, and his socks, of course. He has little white socks, little white ankle socks. All right, painting in the socks on the back feet. We'll have to finish up his belly in a little bit. Fixing up those paws. You can see the toe beans. All right, fixing up his belly. So now you can very own have blah, blah, blah. That doesn't make any sense. You can now have your very own socks in your Sims family. I was thinking all those things at once and did not all come out at the right time or in the right way. Clearly I was struggling, but there's socks. All right. Our next cat friend is another iconic cartoon cat that has been on a show that's been running for I don't even know how many years at this point, but for a really freaking long time. So this is Tom from Tom and Jerry. So here I am trying to find a darker gray color and then trying to find what light gray color I want to use. I was more happy with this shade, but I just wanted to fix it up a little bit. I was really happy with the eyes. I thought they matched him pretty well, putting in his little white splotch on his chin and his little mouth. And now we have a little white splotch on his belly as well, and I believe he has some socks and a little spot on the end of his tail, similar to the cat socks from the Lightyear movie. Now, of course, his traits are going to be pretty different, and I'm pretty sure I put mischievous for him, because, of course, he's always getting into some type of trouble with Jerry, trying to catch Jerry. And it always falls back on Tom. Alright, so there's his tail. And now on to the next part. Alright. He's got his gray stomach there. But yes, there's Tom putting in his traits. Prowler, independent, and mischievous. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye! Have a great day. Here's a rundown of the cats.